first person up for our agenda is Austin White with Insurance Supplemental. Is Austin here? I don't see him. Monica's here, I think.
Yeah. So I'm Monica Wallace. I'm the Director of Satellite Services for Hamilton Center. So even though we don't get county funds from you guys, I always like to give you the information about what's going on so you're up to date on the community info. So this data was shared from the end of our fiscal year 2025. So we were able to serve 610 individuals, and 82% of those was under that poverty level. And then our inpatient days for just individuals that live in Putnam County, we served 135. And then our outpatient services, we did about 6,682 services throughout that year. Our total expenses are around $926,769. Our charity care, which is kind of things that we write off or we don't make people pay for, is $16,687. And then we have employees that live in Putnam County too, and we have 8 of those currently at this time. So just different things going on with Hamilton Center being a CCBHC. We do have our mobile crisis unit still active, comes out to Putnam County. We're in that radius. If needed, we still have Grace Clinic, and we're still doing substance abuse and mental health services as well. So just wanted to give you guys an update. If you have any questions for me.
I don't have any, but thanks for the report. You guys got anything?
Does this tie into your new position, Sheriff, at all?
Not that I'm aware of, other than we'll be using our person will be making contact with them to use facilities and all the things that they have to do, of course.
With the mobile unit, we talked about that and how that can help in that process.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
There's no live streams.
There's no live.
You're gonna have to repeat the numbers now, there's no live stream.
Camera's on, TV's on.
At least it's got the right
So
date
we
up
have
there.
voice, but no live stream?
See, everything's turned on.
Technology's awesome.
Jim must have broken. Just go. You got voice, right?
That's up to him to decide.
We don't have no live stream, but we got voice. Can we? Oh, it's working now. It was waiting on Jim to get here.
So I can break the camera?
Mr. Important.
That's all my face will do.
Okay. Well, the next up on our agenda was Kelly Russ. She will not be at this meeting. She's coming to the next commissioner meeting, and so is Mark O'Leary with the 2026 Dust Bowl. So Clint, you're up.
All right. Well, I guess the main thing I'll start with was the snow last week. Quite a bit. It was quite a challenge. We were down 2 trucks, but we started in Saturday evening and worked around the clock until Wednesday morning. I split the crew into 12-hour shifts, and so for just over 80 hours, there was always somebody on the road in either a plow truck, a road grader, or pickup with a plow on it. I feel like we made pretty good headway for what we were faced with. I'm proud of my crews. They've done a heck of a job. I know we used, unfortunately, we used an obscene amount of salt. And so that 1,200 tons that we had in our salt dome is down to just a few hundred tons now. But
What do we have on our bid? How many tons, do we have any left?
we don't have any left, but we can still get some at some point. It won't be soon, which we won't need it soon. We're still in good shape through February, I feel, no problem. But as long as March is kind to us,
March, April.
we'll be okay. But yeah, that was. I'm glad it's over. You know, we were in pretty good shape until the wind hit. And that posed another challenge. So.
Are we gonna have to find some more cash for salt versus budget?
Probably so, yeah. We ordered more this year than we had in past years, and of course, when when you get, you know, when it starts snowing in November, uh, it poses even more of an issue, so.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll probably have to go a little more just to be safe, because unfortunately, keeping the roads clear takes money.
Yeah.
I got a lot of compliments on it from people.
Good, that's good to hear, we can use all we can get. Moving on from the snow, thankfully, I've contacted contractors for concrete quotes, say that 3 times fast, on bridges 92, 95, 211, and 154. They have yet to come, they were supposed to come last week, but due to the weather, they did not. So, they should be here last of this week or sometime next week, weather dependent. I also contacted Kurtzman and Barker Engineering to take a second look at Ocala covered bridge. And from the last visit I had with them underneath the bridge, looking at the timbers and the superstructure, they said that it was not one of the worst covered bridges they'd seen as far as the ones being closed. So I'm gonna see what it would take to actually get it open. No guarantees, but you know, we can always, it doesn't hurt to entertain
Right.
a quote of some sort. Good news, we're taking 2 of our new tandem trucks, the cab and chassis, to Clark's tomorrow, to get started on the outfitting of those. Having a meeting with them tomorrow at 9 o'clock, that way we're all on the same page as far as specs and how we want them outfitted exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. The 35-mile-an-hour speed limit signs are now in place north of Rochdale, going out of town and into town. I have a couple of contracts for you gentlemen to sign. This is from HWC Engineering for the Pacer rating.
If you wanna know, the bid was for $45,000.
This one is for K&W Equipment Company, for the fuel system. It doesn't have a place for all 3 to sign, it just has a place on each page. So
Okay.
I guess if all 3 of you wanna sign on the back page, that should be sufficient. That was for 317 and change.
Yeah, this is the cost to replace our fuel system out at the county highway garage, which the whole county uses, and it'll be $317,361.37.
That can't come soon enough because our pumps were down Sunday. We're back up again, but it's just,
They will get that lever fixed on that, huh?
you know, I don't know how or why, but once we got the pump back online this morning, the lever suddenly became easier to pull, so I'll take that.
Well, it's February, everything falls in February.
I was definitely cold related. That's pretty much it.
That's all you got? Have you got the bids from John Deere yet on the tractor?
No, I don't. Nope.
Okay.
John Deere hasn't got me a quote on that yet.
Have we sold any more equipment?
We have not sold any more.
Okay.
We did have a bite on the 4630 John Deere. I haven't heard anything since, so I don't know if he's, you know, trying to deal with him on that, but I haven't heard anything further for probably a week and a half on that, so.
I got one thing.
Yeah.
I hit it every time I come to Greencastle, if I come down Shortcut Road.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's the county part or the state part, when you're on the north side of the road to turn and, you know, if you're headed west.
Oh, right there at the stop sign.
Yeah,
Yep,
that hole right
it's
there.
right on the, we fix it constantly.
It's
but
falling back in.
We haven't fixed it for a while just because of the weather.
Okay.
All right,
That's the only thing I know of.
All right, all right.
If we do a certificate sale
else for him?
I do not.
There you go.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Yep, thank you. Now we need approval of our minutes from the January 20th meeting and then the special session meeting with the county council.
Motion for the regular session.
For the regular?
Yes.
Yes, I'll second that.
Unanimous. And then,
I'll make the motion for the joint.
okay,
A second.
unanimous. Now, Mr. Inslee, you're up with the 2026 edit plan draft and vacate lot 606 Maple Street.
So on the edit plan, I emailed that out, I believe, a week and a half ago, maybe. And again, those are all preliminary. It's not been advertised for you guys to actually have public comment or hearing on it until the next meeting.
Right.
We just got it out to show you those entities or individuals that had made requests and what it compared to last year and this year. The ones, you know, some of the ones that are kind of regular, repeat, I tried to reach out to them and say, hey, we haven't gotten anything, especially if we've gotten stuff from them in the past. But otherwise, I think I did get something from People Pathways that I did not update on their, let me check real quick.
Do we know how many years we have left on Angelia?
Yes, I can tell you that.
I was gonna ask that too.
There was a bill in the legislators, on legislation to extend all the lit for another year, but I have not checked
That'd be nice.
in the last couple.
Well, and that's why I asked, I
haven't checked since last Monday or Tuesday whether or not it made it out of committee and onto the floor. So
I-
there's a possibility we may have another year of leaving all of our lit stuff the same.
I think 33 is the last year.
Okay.
So
It was a 20?
2014,
Yeah,
yeah,
2014 was first payment.
yeah, so I think 33.
Okay. All right.
Now,
What do we still owe on that?
well,
It was a $2 million bond,
right,
so we're halfway there. And you can't pay it off early.
So we can't pay it
Yeah,
off.
I checked that one a couple years ago. So it's one of those that it's a full term.
well, and that's like one of the questions that I asked Christine is every year in your plan, you put that contingency debt for just in case there's somebody that doesn't pay their assessment. And so my question was, have we ever had to use that? Because we put about 10 or 15, you guys put
10
about,
grand a year.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's already been going for 12 years. So what happens to that if you earmark 10 to go towards debt contingency, you don't use it? Is it just sitting in there somewhere or is it,
Sitting in the fund.
okay? So
We
there's,
haven't used any of it, correct? Yeah, so luckily everyone is.
yeah. So at some point, there's gonna be, you know, I think it was a good idea to do that, but I think the idea was just in case somebody didn't pay their assessment, but everybody's paying their assessment. So I mean, that's just something that'll be a cushion at some point in time that you got, you know, or,
So are we allowed to cap it?
I'll be honest with you, when we did it, it was suggested to me that you do it. There was no, we didn't have to do it. All we have to do is pay that Edgelia bond amount, right? Because that's the county's portion of it. And then there's this other portion that comes in from the homeowners that pay their assessment. It together pays pays it for the year.
We literally have 3.5 years worth of payments in the bank. If our payment this year is 30,
right,
whatever, 31.
it's 30, yeah, it's close.
31.2 is our payment this year. So we have almost 4 years worth of. So it seems to me like it's time to cap it. And if we only have 9 years left, then we only have 5 years left to pay,
yeah.
as long as everything goes.
So that's why I kind of brought it up. I never really dealt with it just because I didn't know. I mean, nobody ever tells me if we use it or not. So where it says the 10,000 right there, the debt contingency, there, as long as you pay that annual payment, that 31, that's, and I suppose even if you put no debt contingency, it's just that somewhere, if somebody didn't pay their assessment, that's gonna have to be paid, that's gonna have to be paid somehow. You know, I think that the idea was at the beginning just to see how it would go. Well, everybody pays their assessment, or at least it seems like they have, and if the house changes hands and they close it, it would get caught up. But if everybody's paying their assessment, there's, that's up to you.
I think we cap it after this year.
Well,
Or do you
I think
wanna
we
just,
capped it last year.
oh, we
But I
did,
don't think we put anything in it this year.
well, not yet, we haven't, right?
No, but I mean, I don't think we,
Need
my
to,
opinion is,
we don't need to put, you don't think we need to put any more in it?
if we're at 110,000 right now, I mean, what's the chances of,
Yeah,
we could definitely use that money somewhere else.
yep, that's fine. You making that a motion?
Well, I don't, that's a good question, dude.
Well, I'm just saying, all you have,
We
this is,
just don't put it in the plan.
you just don't put it in the edit plan.
I just wanna
Okay.
make sure it's not some kind of law.
No, the way, actually, if I
Or
remember,
not law, but
when,
resolution.
when it happened, if I remember correct, it was actually Bill Dory, who was the economic, he made the suggestion to me that we do that, just to make sure that it was just kind of one of those things that it was, you know, just in case somebody didn't pay theirs. I'm under no belief that there's something that you, what would happen is this, if somebody didn't pay their part of the assessment, and like, let's say that half of the bond payment came up short, we're gonna have to, they're gonna come look for us to,
Yeah, they're looking for us
yeah.
anyway.
We'll put it, now you can put a lien, or, you know, that house that doesn't pay the assessment, that would then be going on their house, so that if it ever closed or whatever, it would have to be caught up, just like if it was anything else. But if we've gone this far into it and it's not been an issue, and we know there's a cushion that exists within the edit money that's like, you said, Rick, probably over $100,000, I mean, is that right?
Well, that's 14 is the first year we.
Well, and I think we started at more than 10. I think we started it at,
So it'd be close to 150,000 in there.
well, let me look real quick. I can tell you, like, for example, so I'm just looking back.
Because the commissioners only pay half of the debt payment. The
Well,
homeowners
it's
pay-
not
The homeowners pay the, well.
It's a
not-
breakdown, yeah.
Yeah, but the homeowners pay the other.
Right.
I know it's not exactly 50/50.
So like, for example, I look back in 2015, which would have been right after we started it. Our debt contingency that year was 15,000.
Okay.
So it's been a different amount. And to answer your question, like, what it is there is,
Well, what I got here says that we should have 130,000 in, right? I think I'm reading this right.
as
On the
far as,
budget, yeah.
as far as the debt contingency?
No.
Probably. Oh.
No, he's talking about the Edgelia fund.
Yeah,
So like this year, for example, to this year's 26, the amount due is 121. It's like 121,841.25. Well, then that is brought down by 90,625 is what the homeowner portion
So
is.
the split's 90,000 to 31,000.
Yeah. And every year the bond is a little bit different, so it kind of depends. So, you know, I think we paid less. Let's see. Yeah, we're paying, like, for example, our payment's like $1,000 more this year than it was last year. Next year, the amount that's due as a whole is like 118,000, less 90, so next year it'll be around 28,000. And then, yeah, but it goes anywhere from 118 to about 121, 122. I don't know why it does that, but that's just the way it.
okay.
So our next commissioner meeting, do we bring our edit request? Is that what you're telling us?
I would say you could do that, and you could make a motion. And again, if even, that's what's being advertised. If you're not there yet, we can always table it then, but that's when the public hearing has been advertised. But I would say, if you bring yours, next time we can do like we do, just say, start at the top, say I make a motion to, and then we just go.
That's fine.
In the past,
Right.
and not saying we gotta stay this way, but in the past, the three commissioners have made their edit, and then the president basically takes the three columns and puts them all in, and then we, line one, what do you agree on, line two, what do you
Right.
agree on?
Like we did last year.
Last
Yeah.
year, so, yeah.
And the line items that I gave you that are like K and L, which is the war chest, like war chest highway, usually you figure out everything else that you want, and then what the total is, You back into whatever you decide to do with those. That'd be the balance. So I'll bring my calculator next time.
I've already got mine figured.
Do you? Okay. And if you email those to me in advance, we can have them and I can read them or do whatever. It's up to you guys. It doesn't take too long either way. I mean,
So what's the vacant lot?
so the vacant lot, this was a parcel of property that resides within the city of Greencastle that's located at 606 South Maple Avenue. It went to tax sale. Nobody got it at tax sale. And it's probably because of the large amount of liens and assessments against it. So anybody that would take it would have to take care of those. If it doesn't go to tax sale, it then becomes you obtain your tax certificate. And if we decide to have a certificate sale, if the commissioners, I should say, decide to have a certificate sale, at that point, anybody that purchases a certificate, those liens fall off. So they, even if they're owed to the county or they're owed to the city or whoever, they fall off. They're not, so it's usually a little bit more of a, something somebody will go after. We did not have certificate sale this year. I think, when's the last time we had one? The last few years we haven't had them because there's only been 4 or 5 parcels. There was years where we had
Right.
40 or 50 and we did a certificate sale. So what, I've been approached by Greencastle, they would like this lot in town. I don't know what they plan, they may,
Is it an uninhabitable house?
Yes,
Or
I
is it-
believe
or
so.
they already tore it down? I can't remember if the house is.
Tell them we'll take 15 million for it.
well, because we didn't do the certificate sale, what'll happen is next year it'll go on the tax sale again. And it'll be the exact same property except for now it's,
So how much do you know how much is owed on taxes on it and all
oh
that?
goodness, yeah, they did a title search. I told them to do a title search so you could kind of figure out. This is what I don't know. There's a federal tax lien for $37,000, one for $45,000, one for $17,000.
So what is this, a half acre lot or a quarter acre lot or something probably?
You guys keep jumping back and forth and, let me look it up real quick. It's South
Let's just say the
Maple,
former inhabitants had some issues.
Okay.
yeah.
So it sounds like to me we need to proceed with the certificate sale on it then. I don't think we'll,
Well, but this is the thing, we did not, because there was not enough parcels, however, I don't know who made the decision, but we didn't do a certificate sale. We would have had to advertise for that back in this. The cost benefit of doing a certificate sale when there's only 4, it doesn't make sense. But what
Okay.
can happen is, so now if you don't, because we didn't do a certificate sale and nobody bought it at tax sale, what that means is it'll go for tax sale next fall again. Only this time it'll have the additional property taxes that weren't paid for 2025, and any other liens. And we could decide if nobody buys it at tax sale again, which I highly doubt they would, because when you buy a tax sale, you have to pay off all those things. I doubt it would, but we could say, oh, next year we could do a certificate sale you would have to advertise for it, I believe it's probably in December, for it to be like in February or March. So we missed that. You could do that next year, or there is a part of the statute that allows, you right now as the county commissioners, county executive, you hold a certificate. You can actually transfer that certificate to another political subdivision, like Greencastle, and there's a period, it's kind of the same process, there's a notice period, certain things have to go out, but if you did that and Greencastle did a similar resolution to ours, they could obtain that parcel in the next 120 days.
And all the liens would fall off.
I believe so. The federal ones, I'm not quite sure about.
We're gonna check with SRI.
Yeah, but for example, we did this, I don't think Rick was here, I know, but we did this with Van Bibber Lake, probably,
What else did with Heritage?
were those certificates as well?
There's like 40, 50, 60 lots
Yeah.
at Heritage Lake that we.
So basically, after holding,
Homeowner Association.
yeah, so basically, in some of those, there was a certificate sale, we just agreed to, the ones at Heritage, I think there was a certificate sale, we just agreed to let them buy them for $10, I mean, it was like a nominal.
It was 5, 10, 20.
Yeah. All this is because nobody got it at tax sale, and because we're not having a certificate sale, you could do this and actually make a resolution to give it to Greencastle, they could do a resolution to accept it, and then they could do the process, and like within, he said, within 120 days, it could be theirs. As opposed to waiting to the tax sale for next fall. Because I think one of the things is while this has all been pending, Greencastle keeps mowing it and maintaining it and then placing more assessments or liens against it based on those services. That's why they're asking for it, is that if it went to certificate sale, anything owed to the county or the city, it's falling off anyway. So we're not,
Okay.
it's not like we're losing out on, it's just gonna keep going up for tax sale. So the request is that you transfer it to them by resolution, and then they would be in charge of passing a resolution and then doing all the paperwork to have the transfer taken all the way over and put in their name. Get a tax deed.
So all we, but in order to do a resolution, don't we have to advertise that?
Nope, I had it right here. It's just a resolution, it's not an ordinance. Greencastle doesn't think they'll be able to do it in probably till March. So if you wanna think about it and do it in
So-
next
so
meeting,
If we do a resolution to transfer it to them, then we don't have to deal with the federal? All that transfers to them?
well, and I
Well,
don't,
we drop off everything we can,
right,
but not the federal. I don't see how a county can drop off a federal.
well, I don't know how, I mean, but I think I just read it's like $70,000 in
Yeah.
federal liens. I mean,
So then it's their headache?
well, what would happen is when you do this, you still have to send out notices. That's why you do the title search. So if we're not gonna be in charge of this, but like, even if you're a regular tax sale purchaser, when you get it at tax sale, I'm sorry, this is so boring.
No, I'm just,
So like, let's say we give it to Greencastle, they in essence become like a tax sale purchaser. And with that title search that was done, they have to send notices to all of those people. So like, we'll get one that says, hey, we got this transferred to us and we're gonna transfer this over a tax deed. If you want to say something or do something about it, you need to do it, within this time period. And that's when like, somebody could, speak now for what's, but when you do a tax like this, if there's any judgment against it, you would send those, that's why you have to do the title search, is you have to, anybody that has a substantial property interest. So, I'm not doing Greencastle's stuff for them, and I'm not suggesting that they're asking me to, but if you transfer this over, they're gonna have to send out all the appropriate notices. And I've already told Scott, I was like, as odd as it may seem, you're gonna be sending notice to yourself and to the county, because you're a substantial property owner interest. As far as what happens with the federal, if they say no, they say no, it's back on tax sale next year, it's not really,
so what do you recommend we do there, attorney?
I would say that you pass a resolution and let them have it, because again, they've expended money to maintain it. We did this with Cloverdale, with a empty lot they had in town. It was kind of for the same reason. They spent a number of years, they spent money maintaining it, and there was money that was owed to them that they were never gonna see. I don't know what do you know where this is at? This is kinda just down by you.
Down south end.
It's down by you, isn't it?
It is.
Is it by the church? No, it's not by the church.
It's north of the church, just south of.
It is north of the church, okay, that's what I thought. It was,
North of where?
Is it right there at Howard Street? North of the church,
yeah.
where Third Degree used to be.
It's
Oh,
between,
okay.
it's between Howard and Apple.
Okay.
My feeling on it is, I think we turn it over to the city and let them.
Do we read the resolution to make the motion now?
Probably ought.
You can make the motion. The resolution that just says basically that pursuant as the county executive, you did obtain a tax sale certificate, the property ID number 6709-21-402-099.000-008 for property located at 606 South Maple Avenue pursuant to Indiana code, basically being an Indiana political subdivision, and you as the county executive, you are assigning that certificate of sale to that public subdivision, political subdivision, for them to obtain ownership. And if they don't do anything, they don't do anything. But if you'll do that, you'll see a couple blanks there. That's because I didn't know the tax certificate number.
Oh.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, so if you wanna make a
You read
motion.
it, I don't need to read it.
Well, you want us to read that again?
No.
So I'll make that motion
Yes,
to transfer it to the city.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Unanimous.
Clear as mud, correct?
Yeah.
And 4 years from now, when it comes back around, it's still sitting there.
I got one question.
Yes,
Okay, on the commissioner sales, right now we got in the account of that, it's $189,696.67. Does that money just sit there, or what can we, I mean, we can use that, or what?
Isn't that for people that, since they lost their property, they can come and, claim the surplus?
is that surplus? Well, some of those properties like, and again, I don't know what you're looking at, but some of those properties, what happens is there's a tax sale amount that it's offered.
Right.
And if people get in a bidding war over it, and they end up paying over what was owed for the taxes and everything, well, then the owner, the original owner that lost it at tax sale, they can come and petition for the surplus. They can come back and say, look, I couldn't pay my taxes, I was behind 10 grand, but this went at tax sale for 40. Person had to pay $40,000 to get the property they wanted. The owner, the certificate owner that's listed at that time can come back and petition for any surplus. And they have 3 years, you have 3 years to petition for that surplus. If they don't get it, I believe it's 3 years, probably somebody out there is gonna call me. Whatever time frame it is, after that time period, if nobody comes back and petitions for the surplus, it goes to county general.
Okay. All right, thanks.
But usually, sometimes people don't know, I mean,
Well, I didn't know what it was stood for.
More for people.
Yeah, there we go.
that's why they give 3 years, is they want, I mean, we've had people come and petition for surplus that were second cousins of an aunt that somebody sought them out and said, hey, you have some money here that,
Okay.
2026-2-2.
Dash one,
Dash one. 2026-2-2-1.
correct.
Are you gonna fill out the tax sale?
I have to get the certificate number from Cat, once I do that, and I'll get it to.
Hey, Clint, there's your stuff.
I forgot, we need to add, I forgot to ask, or I'll make to add 911 to talk about these boxes of radios sitting back here.
I'll second that one.
Okay. You're up. If Jim's done, you're up.
So the only thing we need to do is, you guys just need to acknowledge the, quotes from all the radio vendors and who the quotes came from, and that's about it. Just acknowledge, we don't need to open them.
We don't even have them.
Do we not have those?
There's sealed boxes.
Yeah, those are the quotes, those are, yeah.
Do
Why
what?
don't we open them?
Those boxes you moved, those were the sealed
What's that?
ones.
Why don't we open them?
Cause we're opening them tomorrow and we're meeting with the whole radio committee.
Are the quotes in the box?
I assume so,
But the commissioners have to approve it, correct?
to approve, I guess. Harry just said the only thing that needed to happen tonight was you guys just needed to say, yes, we got this quote from mother person.
You need to do it like you do on the highway department, open, take them under advisement, because then
Acknowledge it.
it'll go to their board.
But we have to say their name and the dollar amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
announce announce who it's from.
I didn't know they were even in the boxes, or I wouldn't have set them all back here.
And they have,
You want me to look through them, get the rest of them?
Here's, you can look, somebody can look through this one.
Andy, you read them and I'll
Oh, okay.
figure out
Should
what the
only be 5.
There should be 5?
Yeah, 5 quotes. I believe.
Oh, boy.
Holy smokes. This one here is a quote from Motorola Solutions, and their bid is, okay, their bid is $5,336,923.49.
is that all? I was not expecting that. Wow.
You know what, I read it right, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah. $1 million.
get cheap
Bigger
samples?
question.
I hope so, but I doubt it.
Are they paid all like this?
Now, those are just, that's basically that amount, they should already have, and we have a bunch of people that can hire EMS, police, myself, and I plan on doing one, planning on fund spots and all that kind of thing.
So I had a random phone call, and I didn't say the number. There was a guy who sells radios in Terre Haute that says he has nothing to do with this project. But he said he was concerned that we're gonna cover the entire county, but we're not gonna cover the entire city of Greencastle with the radio towers. I have no idea what that means. I'm merely passing on the information. That was a week and a half ago. So, you might just ask that question.
Okay.
So, he sells radios to some of the farmers and our
Well, I gotta read all of it.
and
Entire county.
These are gonna have to be
With
added
the
up.
towers, which is 99.9.
Oh,
I'm merely just repeating the phone call, okay?
Yep.
Passing on the info.
That's it right there.
So that's 1, 2. This is advanced radio communications, is that number 3?
This one, this is number 2 right here, yeah. This is
So that's
J and
number
K.
3. Here's JES.
I had to pick up snowplow parts the other day, and I tested the radio in my truck. I was able to talk to base from west of Rockville. So, pretty
So,
decent range.
the thing to remember
Could
about
talk to
this
him from
quote
Greencastle.
Huh?
is they are a 1-to-1 ratio quote. So it's literally to replace every single radio in the county. During the process, it narrows down to.
Is this
one
including
cent.
Greencastle and Police Department, Greencastle Fire and Sheriff Department, even though they have fairly new radios?
Correct. It's even, we even counted those in there. But after the fact, we can narrow that number down a lot by just replacing the ones that are not phase 3.
So for the price,
More is pretty sure to go back to replace them. And I'm sure Terry will be able to explain that a whole lot better than I can tomorrow.
I haven't even found the,
Okay, you said 5?
Terry
count.
said 5.
I count 4. Unless I'm missing something. So we've got Motorola,
Yep.
Motorola,
you've got your
J and K,
J&K.
yeah.
I've got
not the bid, but they-
Advanced Radio Communications, and I've got JES. Okay?
Haven't seen any hard numbers here on this one.
Advanced Radio, that one.
these are old. Probably the guy with the tower right next to you.
What's that?
What's the name of the company that has a tower right next to you?
There we go.
It's an interactive commission meeting.
Okay, this one here from J and K Communications is $7,297,769.
I don't know where that comes from.
You would think they'd put their amount on the final page. Let the sheriff-
Thank you.
Who put the councils in? Dave, who put the council, not dispatch council in, what company was that?
carrier
Okay,
and
got
JS.
it, okay. That's what I thought.
And all the trouble you have with JES, I'm gonna let it out. I've had to deal with it. I hear them feel it.
That surely isn't the right price compared to the other two. They've got theirs separated out. When you think that's their separated out, all
Yes.
I can't even read what they're stapled together. Okay, this is from Jess Two-Way Radio Services. They got a base offer one single band. That price is $1,244,499.75, but these all gotta be added together. The other thing on their base offer two dual band is $1,845,819. Then their mobiles is $153,142.50, and dual head setup $181,200. That still don't even come close to the other ones, but.
But they had them all good.
I've got them all written, typed out, but I'd have to add them together later.
If I'm reading it all right, I don't know if I'm reading this one right or not.
Doesn't add up to nearly as much as that.
I'm gonna look to it way up before.
Look at that one, see if you can figure out now.
Yes, sir. Apologies to everyone, but this is how we have to do it. We can't open them ahead of time.
Advanced radio.
Advanced Radio, Jasper, Indiana.
Is all the bids based off 174 units? Do we know?
I don't know what Terry finally submitted. Whenever he
So where's
submitted it.
Terry, since he's the set
Yeah.
full of knowledge here?
Yeah,
Didn't we pay him money for this?
Yes, we did,
And why isn't he here?
yeah, I agree.
I'd say we don't take these under advisement yet, if we can't figure these stinking things out.
I know.
Acknowledge them.
Cause this one here is under
It's
two,
not a waste of time. 'Cause this thing here, you're right, Andy, this thing literally has 8 different prices.
right, and this one here has two different prices, which I assume you gotta add together. I agree.
I mean,
By
I
my-
don't, I think you can acknowledge that you opened them, and then I don't think you have to, you're not accepting any, I mean, you're just saying,
Okay,
they got here when they were supposed to get here by the deadline that was proposed.
okay,
Isn't the board supposed to review
Then
them?
usually you could have the board then do some type of spreadsheet that puts them up against each other. Kinda like, I know, like Clint, like what you do at the highway, like people put in for the, you know, oil or whatever, you usually do that.
Somebody's gotta be uploaded if the
Well,
interviews are tomorrow.
you gotta add it together.
Okay, Friday.
So the meeting's not tomorrow now?
We have a meeting tomorrow. Our interviews are with these individual companies on Friday. Tomorrow is looking at these things, going over them, talking about
Comparing apple to apples,
Terry.
By this one here with, who we got here,
advanced radio.
Advanced Radio, okay. With theirs, by my North Putt math, is right at, $8,340,000 when you add them together.
Well, and the amounts that you gave me for JES, it's like $3,424,000.
Which I don't know, I may have left something out. Their there's,
They have so many different numbers on two different pages.
JES has four separate ones, instead of just lumping them all together.
This is advanced radio communications.
Advanced what?
Advanced radio communication. Advanced radio communications.
No, that's their financial statements, Andy. This is their bid. Those are their financial statements.
well,
They
this
have
goes,
to submit financial.
does that one goes with it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to, when
Alright.
you do a bid, you're supposed to put in your financials too.
We all need to read that, okay.
See if you're
We'll
over
take them under
budget.
advisement, have him get them added up.
And he's gonna be there tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be there. He said he was gonna come by the courthouse and grab all the radios tomorrow morning.
Is one of us gonna be there? Thank you.
And it starts at 11?
Thirty.
11:30, okay.
Yeah, because we have a.
At 9 o'clock. Okay, all right. Sorry, everybody. The next thing that's up under old business is the health department building, which there's not really nothing to update on it right now until,
So you guys opened, you just took all of them and acknowledged, just saying you acknowledged
okay.
those. It's Motorola, Advanced Radio Communications, JK, and JES. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay.
Say there's four.
Just trying to clean up for the minutes, make
I
sure.
thought there was gonna be five, but I guess it's
there's 4. Yeah, advanced radio,
It's not doing
JES, J&K, and Motorola.
And Christina wrote down some numbers, but again, what sounds like there's maybe, okay. Nobody's gonna bring anything tomorrow morning is what that's what
No,
I think
this is
the
it.
importance.
Yep. Okay,
Health Department building, sent out some requests for proposals. It'll be in the paper, it's been in the paper, I think. Then I contacted 5 banks directly. So I told them that, those are due at, I believe I made it 8:30 on the 16th.
yep,
So your meeting's at 9, so, I told them to turn them into Christina in the auditor's office, just, so. People have been calling me about it, so I anticipate we'll probably start getting them pretty quick.
okay,
And then I know we have the meeting tomorrow.
at 9.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. The next on our agenda is, the case that we had with Razor Aggregates and Heyman Holdings of LLC. And we got a conclusion to that court case, so I'm the lucky one that gets to read it. It states, as a result of court-ordered mediation, Putnam County, Indiana, as a listed defendant, did resolve Putnam County Superior Court Case 67D01-2507-PL-0000029 with Razor Aggregates and Heyman Holdings as listed plaintiffs. Pursuant to the settlement agreement, Razor Aggregates LLC, Heyman Holdings LLC may lawfully conduct mining operations on non-urban parcels as defined by the Indiana Code 36-7-4-1103. And Putnam County, Indiana will receive modest quantities of crushed limestone products from the new operations. The settlement agreement is not an admission of guilt, liability, or wrongdoing by any party involved in the litigation. The settlement agreement was made for the sole purpose of concluding 67D01-2507-PL-0000029 and to avoid the time and expense of further litigation potentially exceeding tens of thousands of dollars. In short, it was decided to resolve case 67D01-2507-PL-0000029 by agreement instead of spending excessive county resources and taxpayer money only to receive a possible adverse decision by a court of law over interpretation of the Indiana state statute. anyway. They're allowed to build their stone quarry.
Is it
and-
possible to get a copy of that so I can post it?
Yes, ma'am.
We have no recourse? Sure.
Well,
The judge will sign, I mean, the court order mediation,
yeah,
basically the mediator told us that
Yeah, that's all, that's part of the,
Yeah.
we're not supposed to discuss it.
It is still on the court docket for September, is that negated now?
It won't be,
the judge, if the judge agrees with it, he'll sign off.
Sign off,
It'll be
it'll be-
done,
yeah.
correct?
And when will that happen?
probably I would guess this week sometime. If you watch, if you look at the doc, and if you follow it, just keep a look on it.
Can I just ask one more question?
yes, ma'am.
Is there any consideration about the roads? That was the big thing.
Yes, ma'am. We are, okay.
Can't discuss it,
It was part of the discussions, yes, and it
but
was,
I mean, we don't know, or it's just
it
everybody using.
it was part of the settlement agreement, that's what we can say, and it was taken into consideration, and it was part of what was mediated. But that's, the details other than that, we're not supposed to discuss.
Will they ever be made public?
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the agreement, this is this is the statement.
Basically, it sucks. We can't talk
Yeah, we
about
got
it.
screwed, money talk as usual. Oh, yeah.
Okay. The next thing I have, which I don't know if it'd be under old business or not to bring up, is our comp time, flex time, and overtime.
Legal Beagle? Legal Beagle?
Yes,
Why is it every time, every 3 to 5 years, when we close the courthouse and non-essential offices down, do we go through this?
I don't know, because it's
All
in,
the essential offices and everybody comes out of the woodwork wanting overtime and comp time and PTO time and pay time and.
I'm not certain, because
and I thought we
it's in the
addressed all
handbook.
this in the handbook.
It's in the handbook. It says, I don't have it right in front of me, but there's, in the handbook, it mentions there's certain departments that, again, I don't have it right in front of me, I can look it up real quick, but,
Well, what I got here is the essential departments would be 911, the sheriff and jail, EMS, the county highway, and the E EMA.
hold on just a second.
Does other departments have procedures outside of our handbook?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nothing I'm aware
EMS
of.
gets paid $100 for working a holiday.
Yes, holiday pay.
That's holiday, so that does not transfer to when.
That's not a snow day.
Okay, I just wanna make sure of that. Is there any way we can write stuff in stone for future?
Regards to,
Anything.
because like
other than-
you are right, there's a, I think it's page 35 in the county
Yeah,
policy
I'm
where
trying to look it
it
up.
states that essential workers must work, and I don't know, they've
I'm trying to find it right now.
Even when the commissioners call a snow day and non-essential workers do not go in.
And the people that are off that day, like sheriff's department, they get a regular day off, but it's just the people that work that
The
day.
people that work,
Cause if it's your regularly scheduled day off, then it's your day off.
Because it's your day off.
Do the, non-essential employees, do they get paid for that day? That, like, when the courthouse shuts down, people who aren't coming to work, are they getting paid for that day?
Correct,
Mm.
yes, they are. Cause whether it's snow or water break or electricity out or fire or whatever the reason is, it's.
my feeling on the comp time
at
is,
the bottom.
we just need to do away with it somehow.
You're speaking my language, I've been saying that for years.
I mean, if you're,
Comp time is-
well, I mean, if you're a department head,
It's
you
unfunded
shouldn't,
liability.
I mean, if you're a department head or whatever, you shouldn't be allowed to have comp time anyway. It's because you're the boss, you need to figure it out. I mean, you know, we can take one certain office that we've dealt with last fall on all the comp time that had to be made up or whatever. You know, they're getting paid a salary to do their job, so, I mean, I feel like they, you know,
Okay. Did you hear all that?
I'm looking for,
I
I'm
didn't
sorry,
think so.
I'm sorry. what
I
is-
heard that, I think you're talking about flex time.
I'm talking
and you
about comp
feel
time,
that,
comp time right now. Like, department heads, even though they say they work more hours and all that, I don't think they ought to be,
Department heads, if they are exempt, then that's flex.
and I don't think we need it. I mean, you get paid that.
That's been
that-
something that, it's been discussed before, and in the past, there was some that they didn't get that. So the policy has changed, and I mean, you guys set the policy, and the reason why the exempt employees do get paid at a higher rate, and that's supposed to be compensating them for their responsibilities.
We have department heads and elected officials in the room, thoughts?
The issue with our 24-hour coverage is it's probably different in a building like this where you don't have 24-hour coverage. If I have an exempt, non-exempt, whichever one it is for like Joe Commander, and we have a big to-deal, I mean, he's burned all his hours up to Friday, and then he's got 2 more days on the schedule for, at the end of a 2-week pay period. So he comes in for 18 hours over 2 days because of a big emergency. We just don't pay anything.
Well, my feeling is on it, if it's something that's justifiable, I think we do away with this comp time and flex time and just pay overtime, and it's done.
Well, that's the way you think.
That's my
Some of those
opinion.
individuals can't be paid,
Get paid.
they can't be paid overtime.
Right.
Because of their job description. So,
And part of the reason we went to the non-overtime was because there was some individuals that were earning, that were in higher up positions, chief deputy and so forth, that were making large amounts of money overtime. Because of that, their salaries were augmented to reflect not earning overtime. So when they did a jump in pay, it was based off of studies that were done to say, okay, this is what your rate of pay was. When you came in and worked overtime, you add those two together, so we're just gonna make your salary this. So, I mean, you guys can do what you want, but it sounds like now if you go back to that, you've already built it in.
we just dealt with our workers' comp and liability went up 40 grand a year because I'm saying we, the council and commissioner, we give lots of pay raises, and that's why the workers' comp and everything went up. So, was that taken into consideration? If I still don't understand the exempt, whatever the terminology is. If you're a salaried employee that gets paid a set number every year, and you work, is that number figured into you're working 58 or whatever the number is, hours per week?
When the
Is
study
that
was
number
done,
calculated into that?
yeah, if you look at the study when it was done originally in 23, and it was enacted in 24, there was several people that were exempt, that the salaries increased significantly.
Because 90-some% of all employees got paid raises.
So essentially what they did was they looked at, if I recall right, they looked at past disbursements and said, this is what your salary is, and this is what it's been the last 3 or 4 years. We can track what your overtime was also during those last 3 or 4 years. Instead of paying you this salary and the overtime, we're gonna bump your salary up so that you're not eligible for overtime. And that's where that number came from. That's why it was put in at that.
Because when the study was done too, the council had us look at all the exempt salaries to make sure, I think we looked 2 or 3 years back and added their base salary plus their overtime to make sure they were going up and not losing money. Because you didn't want somebody to go down in salary.
So we brought up 2 separate,
And our flex works on our end,
some money in their budget, I think overtime, and, they asked to be able to pay that down, and so that, and to get them under control, so they paid them down.
Yeah, but it wasn't out of control. It wasn't
Okay.
fully implemented.
Back to the one, to me, two separate subjects. The first one of when non-essential employees are not, do not report to work. What do we have to do to make policy that if you're an essential employee and you're called in or your scheduled day is that day that non-essentials do not work? What do we have to do to put that, so we don't come across this every, like I said, 3 to 5 years when this happens?
Just, okay, right now it just says, due to the nature of various departments' work, certain public safety departments may not be closed, and employees of those departments shall work even when the Board of Commissioners has closed other
Says
facilities.
this is public safety, we also got highway too. Cause you just heard them working,
8 hours.
I would say you need to do an addendum to your policy. Well, not addendum, a correction to your policy.
Of course, all of our people are hourly, except for myself and 2 others.
correct,
And, you know, basically when, my feeling, I'm on salary, I know what I signed up for. And there's days I'm gonna be the bug and days I'm gonna be the windshield, you know? It's just, it's all gonna average out at some point. Cause generally, you know, I always work more hours than what I get paid for, but, you know, that's what I signed up for. It is what it is.
I'm glad I brought this can of worms open,
we almost kinda sorta maybe made progress there.
a little bit.
I would say you just need to clean up the verbiage in your county handbook,
Or we just never close the courthouse down again, and
or you don't do, or don't close the courthouse, yeah.
then the ones that wanna show up, and if they show up, they get paid, and if they don't show up, they don't get paid. Unless they got PTO time to use.
Yep.
Well, cause, I mean, on the essential department here that we got down, that was one thing that was brought up to us, is our custodians essential or non-essential workers?
For this case, I think they were,
Right.
because they would've, if they didn't come in.
If they didn't come in the day before, they would have had to have come in hours earlier to shovel the sidewalks and the steps. Which is, they've done it both ways. The reason why the commissioners in the past have closed non-essential is because how do you declare an emergency and tell people to stay off the roads, but you have county offices coming in?
But the courthouse, the 2 employees that came in to do sidewalks on Monday, they're getting paid for 8 hours. They're here for 4, they still got paid for 4 hours.
Sure.
So why should they get any extra pay?
Yeah.
They shouldn't. You
If
signed
they
up
did,
for it.
yeah, if they didn't come in
I
Monday
mean,
and do it, then
my
they would
thing
have come in
is, If you
Tuesday.
don't wanna be an essential employee, and you want paid to take a day off every 3 to 5 years, then apply for the non-essential jobs when they come open.
But that's what we need is a designation of who is who, and that way it's black and white, so that we're not having to deal with, because my office gets all these phone calls every time there's a snow day.
So,
Is that what this paper is then?
He asked me just to
Yeah.
type up the departments that were essential.
Okay,
and see, the custodians aren't on there, so.
correct. Yeah.
But if they don't shovel the sidewalks and the steps and stuff, I mean, it makes it hard to get in, so it's like on those days, it's essential for them to be here.
If somebody falls.
I understand, but they did come in on Monday.
Yes,
Yes,
And did it, and they were compensated 8 hours for only working 4.
cause they was gonna get paid the 8 hours whether they showed up or not,
Correct.
the way it reads,
yes.
cause they're a courthouse employee.
So,
So do we need to classify them as essential workers?
then they're gonna work the whole 8. They're gonna stay here all day. They're not gonna get to home 4 hours early.
Yeah.
I vote
Or
no.
would it be just be,
I vote no for essential worker.
or would it be a department head only,
So,
for the essential?
And then if they're not essential, then how do you deal with them if they come in
We're not gonna give them their overtime, if that's what you mean, to answer their well, I'm not in favor of paying them the overtime, so.
How about, we've got another 3 to 5 years possibly before this happens again.
I hope so. Yeah, I'm hoping. Don't jinx us.
Can we,
This is something administrative, so we can talk about it later.
yeah, can we
Yeah.
get an administrative and try to figure this out?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, cause I know you got feed to deliver.
And then we will circle back to what you said about
Okay.
flex and,
Does anybody out in the public have anything they wanna add or say, or wanna speak?
can I give you an update on one thing?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Let's talk ambulances, folks.
Okay.
So, our county has had an awesome time with ambulances wrecking and crashing and blowing up and all kinds of fun things. So, we currently have, you will see an ambulance that says Madison County on it, or Madison Township. That is not Madison Township of Putnam County. That is Madison Township over in Acton, which, is that Johnson County or is that? can't remember
Morgan,
what county that
I think
is.
it's Morgan County.
Morgan?
Yeah.
They have graciously loaned us an ambulance that we are not returning for a while until they demand it. Because we had an ambulance crash on 70, got hit, totaled out the chassis. The new chassis has arrived to the place where it's gonna remount the box. They're hoping it will be done in a couple weeks. Then again, they told us that 2 weeks ago. So here we go, there's number one. We also had a brand new ambulance with, was it 40 or 80,000 miles, one of the two, I don't remember, 80,000. That blew the motor last week. It is currently, that's the one we just purchased a few years ago, that's under warranty. It is up at Andy Morton in Plainfield, getting a new motor, and they think it might be done by next week.
Is that gas or diesel?
That's a gasser,
Is it 7.3?
and we cannot, no, that's a gas, they don't make 7 point.
No,
No, that's the
that is-
Godzilla Ford, it's not that one.
Okay, 'cause that's what, any ambulance you order, you need to put a 7.3 Godzilla in it, 'cause that's a hell of a gas motor.
Okay.
We moved them Miller box trucks, and they do a good job.
So that will come with a new warranty once the motor gets put in it. Number 3, we ordered a new ambulance over 2 years ago. That was not delivered in the year and a half that they requested. It's now been almost 2.5 years. It is setting down in Orlando at the ambulance factory, ready to ship to us when Ford issued a recall on the motor. So, it is officially now setting, waiting for the recall to go through. Number 4, it is a year past time to order a new ambulance. So we are currently acquiring bids for a new ambulance. We are also going to acquire bids for a four-wheel drive ambulance. I was informed Friday that in order to do that, we're gonna have to move up to the Type 3 chassis, which is like the 45, the Dodges.
Yeah, the
And
550.
the Ford's the bigger trucks like.
550,
Yeah,
yeah.
So, but we will get those also.
Are
There
you
you
gonna
go.
put down with fire service?
We cannot talk about that out loud.
Well, I can. I tell you not to do it. I mean, they haven't done you very good on service.
You're not gonna get a disagreement from me. So. But bids for ambulances are open to everyone. So,
Last but not least, where are we at on the annex? Is that gonna get done, or are we gonna trash it, or what?
we're ready for the next step.
What is the next step? Seeing how they're gonna fight over how much money you're gonna spend.
We will. You're absolutely right. So,
I wanna know if we're gonna build a 10-year building or a 50-year building.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, you build,
I think I know what you mean by it.
you can.
Why would we build a 10-year building?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The current building as it stands is a 75-year building.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, but they're wanting to make cutbacks, are you gonna cut it back, or it winds up, and then down the road, now you gotta come back and do it all over again. Let's face it, Putnam County's gonna grow here in the next 10, 15 years. And why not do it now, as you, like you said in the past, 10 years down the road, the next big thing's gonna be the jail, and that's gonna be astronomical. Or you can do like Marion County, you build a new justice center, and when you build a jail, you put half as many beds as what you had before, and that makes a lot of sense. So,
One quick last thing. Bridge 45, which is on county line.
Did you talk to them?
I talked to a couple commissioners. I have to email their administrative person to set it all up, so that will be
Okay.
done tomorrow.
Okay.
And we will have a joint meeting, hopefully, to talk about Bridge 45.
And you talked to QLR or CLR and,
They're gonna look at it.
okay.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead, Tom.
I talked to Judge Henley tonight, and one of the things that came up about at lunch hour, he thinks it's a good idea to lock this road down at lunch hour. People, he said they had complaints of people walking around the courtway, the courthouse, big things, with the microfilm things out there, there's nothing happened yet, but for security reasons, he thinks that lunch hour, the building should be locked down, all employees. We talked about it last time.
Making that a motion?
I'll make a motion.
When you say lockdown, what do you mean exactly?
Lock the east door down. East door. Security's here, but one of them's out to lunch and they let people in. A lot of people come in, wanna wait for the courts, and he doesn't want to be out there, them walking around the courthouse. You know, for security reasons, and we don't have enough people to,
Is that one judge, or is that all two judges and a magistrate?
Judge Headley did tonight. So I'll make the motion that we lock the courthouse down, east door, from noon till 1 o'clock.
Well, I like your idea, but I was the one that voted about even shutting the courthouse down during lunch hour, so I'm not gonna second that, I'm sorry.
Well, that's another thing too, because people are saying that's when they can pay their child support
Right.
and stuff like that.
People come on their lunch hour,
But they could come in there, but the court,
Walks here, then they're
all the
standing
officers
outside
closed.
in the cold or the hot.
Do what?
If somebody walks here, gets a ride or rides the bus, like, then they're gonna be standing outside in the cold or the heat in the summer. Can't security just monitor them down here?
well, I guess,
Not really, but
I mean,
how do you keep from going upstairs and stuff like that? Okay. I'll bring it in.
bring that back up next meeting, we'll do some more thinking on that. Does anybody else have anything? If I see none, I ask for a motion, okay.
I'll second
That's
that.
yours.
Thank you, everyone.